Well, I was asked earlier to by Spathphone 1 to show in real time some of the painting of the trees of the trunks. I'm assuming that's what was meant by that request. So I'll do that. I'm just going to finish up the day by working on these three trunks. That's why I zoomed in on them. And I'm going to keep them fairly low key. For the most part. I'll take that extreme darkness away from them. This is possibly not the best painting for me to show that to you on, but I will do it on a future painting. Anyway, for this little bit, I'll just take you along for this. So I better grab my little knife, my teeny tiny knife here. Now the tops of the trunks are, of course, in the shadow, so they will stay dark. And this little knife has a really stiff blade on it, and I don't like that. It doesn't. I find it hard to know when it's loaded with paint sufficiently. And you might say, well, just look at it. And that's fine, but I'm not in the habit of looking at the blade. I can usually feel as I'm loading it. And I'm of course watching it as I load it on the palette. So I kind of know what's going on already. As a rule. But I'm going to just put the dark bits in. Okay, that's a little too dark maybe. Okay. Now, so these overhanging branches will cause the tops of the trunks to be darkish. But as we get down the tree a little bit, maybe the sun catches them a little, you know, and even if not direct sun, maybe some ambient light. Okay. Alright, I'm not quite done with that. Okay, the bulk of this one is against quite a bit of light. So I think I'll keep it toned down. I'll keep it fairly dark. But what I'd like to do is introduce just a little bit of blue, picking up some of the colors of the ground here. I'd like to put a little bit of blue. No, more light, more white, white, white. On the back side here. Oh, I should have used a larger knife for that. That little knife just doesn't flex. Doesn't flex very well at all. Okay, I think that's enough. That's kind of a dark blob there. And maybe that's okay. So, on the back sides of these trunks, of these two trunks, we're going to pick up just a hint of light being radiated from this glowing area. Alright, so I'm going to use ultramarine blue and raw umber just to give a couple of hints. Just to give you the idea that it is picking up some of that light. It's going to be a very thin line. Not bright enough. I don't want to make the entire, I don't want it running the entire length of the trunk. Just want it to show in a few spots. Okay, so this is reflected light on the back side. It's colder because it's bluer. It's also higher value than the center of the trunk. Now, on the sunny side, so-called, again, not direct sun on it, but on the sunnier side, I'd like to catch maybe there is, maybe there's just a shot of direct sun trickling through the dappled leaves that gets picked up. All right. That might be a bit on the strong side. But rather than weaken this, how about strengthening that a little bit? Okay, I think that works. The worst thing that I could do at this point, I think, is to keep working in those trunks, because I would kill the design. It's so nice that a little bit of the warp and weft of the canvas still pokes through. Is that adequate? Is that adequate? I would love to bring this up a little bit more on this trunk so that it really introduces the foreground to the background. I'm going to do it. I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to cheat. And I might be fixating on it, you know, and that's a mistake too. It's a mistake I often make. It's a mistake that we as painters often make, actually, I believe. Well, I've seen it among students that I've had in workshops anyway. Okay, that's it. I am done for the day. I'll for the night. Well, I'll load it. I'll load it up tomorrow sometime probably, or I might. No, I'll load it up tomorrow. There'll be more videos than I was expecting on this painting. Anyway, fair enough. Hope you like that.